Are you going out tonight or this weekend? If so, you looking good. So now, why don't you get the smell good? Get your body oil only at the Playa T oil shop. Stop in or call us 216-355-9702. Get yours today. Oil shop. Smell good. So good, so good to me.
The cocaine, or I'm pretty sure there were groups that will come aware of you, because you're out and about. I'm talking about places like the Muslim Brothers, the Christians. I'm sure someone reached out to you and tried to steer you into their, teaching under their umbrella, and you rejected those things. Why is it you think you rejected those things? Do you think that it wasn't fulfilling enough? They weren't living the life that they were asking of you? What was the reasoning why you rejected those things?
I like the lights. I like the excitement. I liked the drama. I liked the nightlife. I didn't want to live that. That was boring to me. That wasn't living to me. Living for me was going out partying, hanging out. I could just go back. I have so many stories that I can just share. Like it was insanity. I mean, like I can remember being at the Shell gas station and dancing on the hood of a car. And it was a whole gas station full of guys, and they was like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And and I got up there and did that, and that was what I wanted. I liked the attention,
Right.
that I was getting, because again, I wasn't getting that attention
Right.
that I wanted from my family at the time. So that was just comfortable. It came natural.
Your addiction, even before cocaine and during the gateway drugs, your addiction ran deeper than those things. You were addicted to the lifestyle
Right.
of a user or abuser or dealer, or anything of that nature.
Yes.
You were attracted to that.
Yes.
Now, do you think, in hindsight, if you would have stayed, if your parents would have been together, you would have turned out any different? Do you believe that, or you really don't know?
I really believe that I would have been different.
You really believe you would have been different?
I really.
Now, in hindsight also, what do you think could have made you stay strong, even though they did break up, now that you're looking at it in hindsight?
I would say if it was someone positive role model in my life.
Positive role models. Yeah. Now, why is it you wouldn't accept positive role models? Because there's always a positive role model. But my guess is because you were addicted to the street life and things, and that was more compelling to you at the time. Now, fast forward, and you're taking on cocaine and things of that nature. Now, how did that make you feel when you first got introduced and used cocaine?
Well, at first it was like a recreation. It was a recreation.
Did you ever think you'd become addicted to that?
No.
Even
No.
after your first time?
No.
Because how some people say, the first time I was hooked, Did you feel like that you would, or you felt like you can handle this, be a functioning addict, functioning user?
No, I didn't never think that cocaine would take me where it took me. Never, I never thought that I would be walking down the street for days pregnant and smoking crack cocaine while pregnant.
Right.
I never thought that I would be selling my body for $2 and $3.
Cocaine was that strong where you were pregnant, and you were hearing people saying, Tracey, slow down, you're pregnant, what are you doing? And you rejected that, and you did what you wanted to do because of the addiction was just that strong, took that strong of a hold of you.
Yes.
Now, you're a very beautiful lady, you're strongly spirited, I had to assume that other things might have beat you down besides that to allow cocaine to do that. And was it the fact that your family split up, or was it even more things than that?
It was more things than that. It was a lot of abuse, relationships. Physical abuse. Mental abuse.
Different guys.
Different guys, relationship. I'm a mother of 10, so do the math.
Right.
I went through a lot of stuff in these streets. You know, I've seen a lot of people get killed. Came to near death situations numerous times.
Did that compel you to spiral, like I said, even further into it?
That didn't stop me.
Didn't stop you.
Didn't stop.
Matter of fact, pushed you to go deeper into it.
You know, I can go as far as knowing that you know, a situation, you know, that in the right frame of mind, somebody rape you, you will go and take care of yourself, go to the hospital. But I was so strong, I was so bad, you know, I got raped and went right back on the same street that I got raped.
Wow.
And did it again.
Right.
And again.
Right.
That's a sanity, and that's how the grips of addiction is. You know, it make you, you know,
So you didn't come, I know it's tough. Take your time, It's probably kind of scary to even want to deal with it because you had to really take a look deep inside to see yourself as this person that you don't want to be, but it's happening to you. And I'm thinking it's probably kind of fearful to even want to address those things. Mm-hmm. Was it like that? Was it a fear? Was fear gripping you to where you didn't want to address your addictions and address the point you were at right then?
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to look at that because, you know what, as coming up as a kid, my dream was to make a career out the service.
Out of the military? Out
of the military.
Wow. Now, that was a desire of yours ever since you were little?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why did you have that desire? What made you want to have a desire to serve the country and to be in the military?
I don't know. I liked it. You know, I don't know. It used to be this commercial on TV, be all you can be, join the army, and like the women would be, you know, it was just
they would project
inspiring.
Strength.
Yeah, just present strength.
So you admired that.
Yeah.
You admired strength and, you know, people in the military would seem that they got this stuff together.
Right.
And you would admire that type thing.
Right.
But now you're at this point where you're lacking that strength, you're lacking that control of self, and, you know, were you wishing you had that?
I always wished I had, can go back and turn the clock.
Right, you wish, well, we can't, well, you have turned the clock.
I have turned it.
But at that point in time, it was competing in your mind, you know, you were lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't put words in your mind, but I'm trying to be there with you.
Yeah.
You know, so you were lost, but in the back of your mind, you knew that it was strength you wanted. You knew that it was structure you wanted in your life. But, you know, things weren't allowing you to have this, and it was tough to deal with it in itself.
Right.
Okay, so now, did you have any, like, serious relationship with any man, you know, during this time, or no? Would you allow a man to be in your life like that? Or was it your addiction just so strong that you couldn't even focus on nothing like that?
Well, I've had 2 men in my life that, you know, I stopped everything and tried to clean up and be here for him. But, you know, again, if I'm not there, if I didn't want to do this for myself, get clean for myself, that defeats the purpose.
Right.
You know.
Right, then the whole lifestyle still grabbing at you.
Yeah.
And everything. So those guys couldn't take a hold of you.
Mm-mm.
Okay, now how many children you end up having in all?
I have a total of 10 children, 7 boys and 3 girls.
Now, during your trials and tribulations, you let your children go to relatives and things of that nature because you felt maybe they could take better care of them. And was it just that, or was it also the fact that, you know, you knew in your heart that you couldn't take, control of the situation right then? Was it like that?
Well, I knew that at the beginning, and it's about an honest program, you know, at the beginning, my family was my biggest enablers, you know, and I wanted to go out, kick it. You know, I was too young to have a baby.
How were they enabling you?
Well, you know, they was always there to be the baby, you know, at first, you know, with my first 2 children, you know, my older children, I had them. I wasn't using or none of that, but I was off in the lifestyle, dancing, drug dealing, just doing a lot of street stuff. But they were always able to be there, to watch the kids and whatever. And my kids began to not be important.
Your kids became not important.
Not important.
Wow. I wanna deal with that. Your kids became not important. Now, that's deep. So, what about their cries? Hey mom, we want your attention. Your addiction wouldn't allow you to even fathom that. I'm not trying to.
It's about an honest program, and this is real stuff. For me, I didn't want to look at them. I didn't want to feel what they felt. I didn't want to see their face because I didn't want to feel the shame and the guilt.
Right. It was easy to be a part of.
It was easy to just, be on. I can be on the other side of town and know where my kids is, and my family door always been open.
Right. At what point did you realize and feel like enough was enough, that you had to get control of yourself, or you wasn't going to be here any longer, or you would never get the opportunity to be around your kids again the way that you want
to? In 2008.
2008? Was it a certain experience that you had?
It was a very serious situation that happened in my home. And I caught a case for. I got an extensive criminal record. Okay. I stayed in and out of jail. If it was at first, it was just a listening, but it got bigger.
All a byproduct of your use.
Right.
And the mindset that you had at the time.
Yes.
So now, 2008, things happen, and it causes you to say, "Wait a minute. Let me get a grip. Let me get some control over my life." What was the first step you did? What was the first thing you did? Before you even went to a program, what was the very first thing you did to get control of yourself? If there was such a thing.
I started praying.
You started praying. Now, okay, you started praying. So you started believing in your faith. Mm-hmm. And you start, okay. And then how did you apply that faith? You prayed. Now, we all know, because we can pray that food comes on the table, but if we don't go out and do nothing to get food on the table, it's not going to appear on the table. Mm-hmm. So what was your prayer like? What was your work? Were you going to, meetings? Were you starting to surround yourself with individuals that been through some of the things you were going through, and they can, school you on it, or what happened?
Well, I think the first thing that helped me save my life was being honest and telling my story.
Telling your story.
Telling my story.
So
I was sitting in prison in Hale Cottage in Marysville. Right. And I've been there numerous of times, but ain't nobody business when I'm done. You tell a bunch of lies, you tell all these fantastic stories, and I just was sick and tired of telling those stories. My pain was so strenuous, I was on my knees crying, saying, "God, help me. I can't do this no more." Wow. And young lady, it was kind of cool, and everything, and I just unloaded on her, and she told me about this program that was in prison. Now, normally when I went in prison, I always sat on the yard, smoked cigarettes, chop it up, do the regular thing, play the cards or whatever. But I was tired of that too, and it got to a point where, I didn't want to be around those type of people that still wanted to get out. When they get out, they're going to go back, they'll be back. I just didn't want that no more. And she appeared to be positive, and I seen her, and she was in jail clean. And that's what I think grabbed me. Like, she was in jail clean. She was in jail for clean.
You're looking at it like, wait a minute. You look locked up in this place. You're not caught up in this euphoria, and you're clean. And wait a minute, you actually can do something like that? Were you thinking like
Right,
that?
right. And I was like, looking at her like, even though she was in there and everything, but she had this sense of peace. I don't know, that I wanted. You
Right.
know what I mean?
And it reminds you of the structure and the self-control and the strength that you always had wanted.
Right.
So that inspired you to right there. That was the first thing that inspired you to go on. Now, when you got out, it took something else, because now you don't have the support of her and that program. So now you hit the street, and I take it you're still in this frame of mind. What kept you in that frame of mind where you wanted to take control of yourself and better yourself and better your condition?
I didn't want to go through that hell again.
Didn't want to go through the hell again.
I've been on the streets over 27 years. Just tired.
Now, what did it do to you to see your children's faces after years? They're growing up, they're getting older, and now did that fuel you to even want to strive to want to get to stay clean and do what you need to do?
I think what strived me to stay clean was knowing that I can go somewhere and not be back on St. Clair Avenue. Because being honest, like when I got out of jail, like it was a real struggle, because I was struggling with coming here to Cleveland or going somewhere else until I get strong enough. And I made the best choice of my life. I decided to go to another city, Columbus, Ohio, and start my life over again.
So a change of scenery helped you?
Yeah, but I still took me with me now.
Okay, right, because you can't never,
Right.
Wherever you go, you still got to take you with you.
Yes, but I didn't have all the distractions that I wasn't strong enough to deal with at that time. I feel like if I'd have got out and came to Cleveland, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Okay. And it's just being real talk. I wouldn't, because I always have had a problem with people, places, and things and situations. Okay. And, even though for the time that I spent in prison, that wasn't enough. I needed more. I needed more help. That was just not enough for me. And I finally got honest with myself and said, I need more help. Okay. Yeah. And that was the best thing that happened to me. Because when I got honest with myself and told them people, I said, look, don't even release me. Don't put me on no Greyhound, because I ain't going to guarantee to go into this other program, because I love prison, went into another program. And I didn't have parole, no paper, no nothing. I was just tired. Right. I was just determined. I just can't do it no more. Right. Right. And only an addict would know how deep the pain is when you just can't do it no more. Right.
Yeah. Good. Rolling bean pie. The best on earth. Baked freshly daily. Rolling bean pie. Get yours today. Call us at area code 216-355-9702. We will deliver to you. Call us. Get yours.